We are running through the top 5 stories at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 a.m. Lithuanian in Comic Book Now. What's up, Comic Book Nation? Welcome to Comic Book Now Lithuania. If you're joining us, good morning. I'm your host, Brandon Davis. Please call me BD. Joined today, again, by Lucas Siegel.
And Brandon never tells me the time zone that he's going to say, and it makes me laugh every time.
Gotta keep the people on their toes.
I got to give a what's up and an aloha to Christina Hernandez.
I bet you don't know what time it is in Hawaii.
I have no idea.
Well, do you want to know?
No, sure.
About 1 p.m.
All right.
Yeah, I know that because we did Hawaiian time at one intro.
We did.
Anyway, Lucas is monitoring the comment section. You can talk to us any time of day using hashtag CBNow. It's pretty good stuff. We're going to get to your questions, comments, concerns after we get to the news, so that's where we'll start it. Our top story of the day, once again, from the world of DC Films. It's been a big week for you guys. The short list for the role of Hal Jordan is said to be revealed. On the list, Tom Cruise, Bradley Cooper, Jake Gyllenhaal, Armie Hammer, and Ryan Reynolds. That's a very, very interesting list of Green Lantern candidates. Lucas, I have my choice. I can only get behind one of those. And none of them are Scott Eastwood, so
yeah,
that's my first problem right off the bat.
I mean, if we could have Tom Cruise from like 25 years ago do it, that'd be awesome.
Same thing with Ron Perlman as Cable.
Yeah. You know, I love the actor, but and I love Tom Cruise's recent action films. I just don't want a Green Lantern that you're going to have to replace in like 5 years.
Right. But you know what? In their defense, when Ben Affleck was cast as Batman, everyone lost their minds. So they might see something we don't.
It's true.
I can't ever in any dimension, in any world, imagine them bringing Ryan Reynolds back as Green Lantern.
No.
So I think it's safe to say that's just not going to happen. The only one I have support from that list, though, fully, is Armie Hammer.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal will be interesting if he could bring a comedic, but they said this is Lethal Weapon in space.
Yeah.
I don't know how Jake fits that role. We'll have to see. They must see something.
And it would, potentially reunite Armie Hammer and Cavill.
From Man from U.N.C.L.E., which I love that movie, by the way.
So much fun.
I love that movie. A lot of people didn't really even see that movie, but I love that movie.
I like it.
Yeah. All right, moving on. The Walking Dead fans have reason to worry. Just when we finally hear that Norman Reedus, that the tough guy Daryl Dixon will be back when the show returns, Morgan Jones himself, Lenny James, goes out there, and while he won't be killing the living, he is killing our hopes. In an interview with NME, James said that we will probably be seeing a surprising betrayal from someone we trust before season 7 comes to a close. The immediate thought, Gregory, because that's how it went down in the comics. But that wouldn't exactly be a surprise. That doesn't qualify as a surprise by any definition. But really the wild cards here are Carol, Morgan, and Daryl, because they didn't exist at this point in the comics. Carol and Morgan both dead, and Daryl never existed at all. But on a higher note, Lenny James did say there is a sexy arrival of a character in the season 7 finale. Maybe that's why Andrew Lincoln stood up, did a little jig, as he put it, when he read that script. Anyway, speaking of TV, how about this? ComicBook.com has learned that Witchblade is making another effort to get back on television with a new series in development at NBC. This will be the second time in 20 years the series heads to television, this time as a police procedural, which makes sense given the fact that Sarah Pazzini, the woman who wears the Witchblade, is a cop in the comics. Witchblade is one of the longest running books at Image Comics, the same publisher behind The Walking Dead, with almost 200 issues under its belt. The series will be executive produced by Caroline Dries and Brian Young, who also wrote the pilot. Pretty exciting stuff for fans from Image Comics there. That publisher just continues to blow up. In the news today, if you somehow missed this, or maybe you haven't heard of this guy, Donald Trump, regardless of your political stance, and please spare us of it in the comment section. I'm not about to have a political debate down there. This is a pretty funny story. The president-elect became president of the United States today, and in his inauguration speech, recited a line from the villain Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight Rises. Yes, Donald Trump really did pull a line straight from Bane's speech after he freed the criminals of Gotham. See this for yourself.
And giving it back to you, the people. And we give it back to you, the people.
Or you think Gotham is your ally. Also on television, there will be an Inhumans movie. We were supposed to have a movie. We're getting this IMAX thing. We're supposed to see the royal family on the big screen. We won't see them outside of this back-to-back episode in IMAX in September, but you might end up being out of luck if you were hoping for more than that. But you're not the only one hoping for that. Vin Diesel wants to see an Inhumans movie as well. He's been pushing this for a while, and here's what he said recently. I don't think Marvel should abandon their opportunity to make a film out of it. I think it could be huge, huge, saga, and if I had more time, I would go over to Marvel to have that very conversation. But it's obviously very busy, saving the world on like 39 different fronts, with XXX, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Fast and Furious all hitting theaters this year alone, which prompts my prediction. It's only January. Vin Diesel is going to be the highest grossing actor of 2017.
Yeah, there's a very easy argument to be made there. We were talking about it a little bit earlier in the office. So Vin Diesel, definitely highest grossing actor in 2017. Also definitely not going to ever play Black Bolt.
No,
not going to happen.
Look, don't knock it. Don't knock it. Let's give him a
It's
chance.
just not gonna
Let's see
happen.
some screen tests first before we rule it out. All right, guys? But yeah, no, with XXX, Return of Xander Cage, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and what's the third one? Fate of the Furious.
Yeah.
I can't imagine any actor attached.
Hashtag F8, because it sounds like fate, but it's also
we get
the
it.
eighth.
There will be no actor attached to 3 movies or any movies that will outdo those 3 at the box office combined. I can't imagine anybody.
I mean, the only possibility is if somebody that's also in Star Wars Episode 8 has another movie that we're neglecting right now.
John Boyega's got a couple of things going on, but
yeah,
none that are going to
but
top.
nothing this year, I don't think.
None that are going to top those 3. Anyway, I want to talk about our giveaway. The giveaway we've been hosting all week long. It's the best giveaway ever. We're bringing one fan to New York City to see Logan a month ahead of its release. And join me for an interview with Hugh Jackman. Yes, we have selected our 4 finalists, some of which you've seen throughout the week. Thank you to everyone who submitted. We reviewed all of them. We got some good laughs. But congratulations to our finalists. Let's see who they are. First up, Lucas Ackerman, who is poking a little bit of fun with Wolverine's claws and at Hugh Jackman singing.
I'm the best there is at what I do, and what I do best is...
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow.
That's a pretty good entry. I respect it. That's a great voice. Beautiful voice. Next up, this guy really captured the ferocity of Wolverine, giving us a good laugh when he took his rage out on this poor fence, whether he meant to or not.
I'm the best there is at what I do, and what I do is very nice.
Is he the best at what he does? Now, our third, an entry that is exactly what we asked for, an impression of Wolverine, and I think it's a pretty emotional one, if you will, from Chris Roach.
What they did to me, what I am, can't be undone.
And finally, our last contestant to make it into the Final 4. He brought Deadpool into the mix. That's genius. They're both R-rated. For the crossover we all wish to see, Nicholas Philippek.
I'm the very best at what I do.
Can I be in your movie?
But what I do isn't
in
very
your
nice. Deadpool!
Another congratulations to all 4 of our finalists. To vote on a winner, head to comicbook.com/Marvel after our show and send one of those 4 entrants with me to New York City to see Logan and meet Hugh Jackman. There is a live poll. You control their destiny. Lucas, who do you have?
I mean, that Severson guy has a great first name, and he likes to sing.
Severson,
so.
I think it was Ackerman.
What? Zach, what is it?
Are you talking about the guy who was singing?
Yeah.
You Lucases.
I don't know.
Oh, hold on, I have a text.
There's a Lucas Severson.
I did just get a text message.
Oh, you did?
It's from Chris Killian.
Okay.
Should we watch it? Should we
Yeah.
see what it's a video message? All right, let's see what this is.
They told me that since I work for Comicbook.com, I'm not eligible to win the Hugh Jackman chip, which I get it.
That guy looked familiar.
Yeah.
I think that was Chris Killian.
Yeah.
No, that was Chris Killian, who has been submitting every single day. He hosts our morning show, The Get Up.
Which I believe is starting next week, I think, right?
Right, but that makes him ineligible to win.
Right.
Such a shame. But great try, Chris. Almost fooled us. Let's turn it over to the comment section.
Guys, we have so many great comments coming here. It's just coming so fast, too. It's hard to keep up. Thank you guys so much. Remember, you can actually ask us questions, not just live here on Facebook, but anytime you want using hashtag CBNow on Twitter, all hours of the day, whether you're in Hawaii or Bali or any number of
time it
places.
is. We check all day. We are totally monitoring what time it is, and we're monitoring that hashtag.
And with that in mind, let's go over to Twitter, where we have a question from Juan Flores, who asks, who will be the new face of the X-Men after Logan leaves?
I mean, it's a pretty simple answer. I mean, the only thing I can think of is Deadpool. And I mean, he doesn't count technically as the X-Men franchise, but they don't have one in place yet.
It's a difficult thing to figure out because Deadpool is not really going to be a centerpiece of the X-Men franchise.
Right.
I mean, he's bringing in Cable, and then we'll eventually get the X-Force movie with both of them. I really think that it's got to be one of the kids in New Mutants or something,
It has to
right?
be. I mean, it has to be one of the New Mutants because Deadpool is going to be, I think, what they rely on. It's almost their safety net because if you make movies as good as you made Deadpool,
Right.
And Deadpool 2 is that good, and Deadpool 3 or wherever Deadpool pops up, he's now the most marketable thing 20th Century Fox owns, hands down. He's more marketable than Cyclops, Jean Grey, any character of the X-Men, Colossus, Negasonic. Deadpool is the face that's going to sell tickets, and it's an ugly face, but it's going to sell tickets. I think that the New Mutants, they have to introduce a character. Maybe Gambit becomes a really important piece of that with Channing Tatum. I've only heard good things about Gambit as Channing Tatum and about that script. So I think that's still happening, and I think if that's successful, Gambit plays a huge part in that. But still, I think the New Mutants are the way that they're going to go, and one of those characters is.
If they cast Cable right, and then they could bring him into a New Mutant sequel the way that he first appeared in New Mutants,
that would be.
And lead into X-Force, like Cable could be that linchpin because he's got the connection to the Summers family, the past and the future, and everything. So
do you think the kids from X-Men Apocalypse, all those cast members, are going to stick around now?
Yeah. I think we're going to see them as like upperclassmen. At least, Alexandra Shipp, who played Storm in Apocalypse, was rumored as being in New Mutants.
Right.
I think she'll be in there as like an upperclassman.
Maybe like more than
Maybe
30
Colossus
seconds of
could be in there,
Jubilee.
too. Yeah.
Maybe more than 30 seconds. I don't know.
Maybe.
You know.
All right, let's go over to Facebook. We had a great question yesterday from Brian Klein, who asked, first off, he said, love the show. Thank you, Brian. We love it too. He asked if we think the second Spidey standalone movie will come between Infinity Wars 1 and 2. And we actually...
Spider-Man Homecoming, the sequel, does have a release date already.
Yeah. So there's a tentative release date, at least. What they're planning is having those every other year. So if Infinity War 1 and whatever the second movie comes out is actually still scheduled for the year after, for 2019, then no, there won't be a Spider-Man movie between those two.
If Infinity War, the second one, gets moved back, I'm going to be devastated. No, I don't think they're going to move. I can't imagine they would move that. They're filming them back to back. This is the biggest movie event. I mean, it's like the Hunger Games Parts 1 and 2, Harry Potter. I mean, you have to do them at least in some sort of quick succession.
It would position the second Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland as the first MCU movie after the second Infinity.
And that's when you start building your new Avengers.
So that's a pretty big thing to keep an eye on.
Exactly.
Very big thing to keep an eye on there, Brian. All right, let's hit up some of our live questions, and I've got one from Shannon Hill asking, "Can I get an R-rated Spawn movie?" Shannon, are you actually here on behalf of Todd
McFarlane?
Because he's been asking that same question for a couple of years now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to happen. I mean, we keep hearing little whispers about it, but never much more than that. I think it's going to happen. I think in the next 5 years, you have that movie in theaters.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Todd, the little bit of the script that Todd has shared with us at Comic Book, it sounds like it's going to be a really, really fun, ethereal, creepy movie.
Right.
Like he wants to make a horror movie with Spawn as the kind of astral presence there.
And we now know that comic book movies can succeed when they're rated R.
Yeah.
So that Deadpool opened the doors for so many things, such as Logan, which James Mangold just admitted what the rating was influenced by Deadpool's success. It helped get the R rating for Logan, which is very much a rated R movie.
Oh, for sure.
So I totally think we see a Spawn movie, probably rated R, within the next 5 years.
All right,
2022.
back to Twitter. Let's see. We've got Isaiah Nader asks us, who would you cast as Rorschach in a Watchmen reboot, which there's rumors
I'm
of a
going to
Watchmen
go ahead.
TV show.
I have a really good one.
Let me guess, Scott
it's
Eastwood.
Scott Eastwood.
That's the rest of his...
Did he called me out.
He actually said, let me guess.
I've never suggested Scott
Eastwood.
There's my boy,
is.
Scott Eastwood. For Rorschach, I mean Scott Eastwood.
Yeah.
You already ruled him out of Green Lantern, apparently. Is there anything DC left? I don't know. GQ could go bad not bad anti-hero.
I feel like he might be more of a night owl, though, than a...
I feel like he's anybody I want him to be. I like Scott Eastwood. I need Scott Eastwood to be a superhero, guys.
He's anybody you want him to be. I like it. Back over to Facebook, Will Alonzo.
We didn't answer that question.
I know I didn't. We did
anyway,
not answer that
sorry,
question.
Will Alonzo.
I think that Raphael the Ninja Turtle should play.
Perfect.
Yep.
Will, what does Will want to know?
Will Alonzo wants to know, who do you guys think is going to be killed off in Infinity War?
Captain America.
You really think
Yes.
Cap?
Yes.
Yeah, you're
Chris,
dead on.
I think
Cap.
Chris Evans is done with the MCU after Avengers Infinity War.
I don't know,
I think
man.
Cap goes. Maybe, but maybe not the first one, probably in the second one.
Here's the thing. Chris Evans made that whole big deal about him retiring from acting and he just wants to direct. And then he came back and he signed on for 3 more movies.
Because money.
Yeah,
Everyone
but
likes money.
I think he really genuinely loves the character.
Well, I'm sure.
Steve Rogers.
I think he's become attached to it.
I don't think he would have come back.
Oh no, I think he obviously loves playing the character. I think all those actors have a great time working together. I've seen them at conventions. They have a great time. I'm sure they have fun on set. I'm sure it's a good time. It's Sebastian Stan, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth. Right. I mean, you see them at Wizard World, and they're all having a great time when they're together. And I'm sure the set is not much different. It's a work environment, but I'm sure they're having a good time.
Right.
I don't think he wants to go, but I think at that point, how long has he been playing Captain America by the end of Avengers Infinity War Part 2?
Yeah.
2019. When did the first Avenger come out? 2010?
Right.
You're 9 years in. Not everyone is going to last as long as Hugh Jackman did as Wolverine.
Now, you know who I'm worried about, though? Vision. He has
done.
an Infinity Stone in his head that gives him life.
Well,
and
that's
at some
too
point,
predictable. That's too
Thanos
predictable.
is going to put that gauntlet
Yeah,
on,
but that's
and
too
he's
predictable.
Gonna have every stone in it.
He's
right?
a new Avenger.
Yeah, maybe they'll find some new way to power him.
Yeah, they're going to find some new way to power
the solar
him.
gem, they'll actually put
Thor will play Daddy once again.
Maybe.
And
we'll see. All right,
who
guys.
do you think is going to die? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments who you think is going to die.
I would like to hear y'all's opinion.
It's a tough one. All right, let's get one more question here from you guys. That's all we're going to have time for today. Let's see. We've got a lot of people are actually really interested in the Witchblade reboot. So let's go over a little bit more of what we know. We know that it's NBC, right?
It's NBC. It's in development. We have our show, our executive producers.
As of right now, NBC has only purchased a pilot script. That's all they've bought right now.
Right.
They are putting that into development. That's all they can say at the moment. Purchased a pilot script.
They haven't ordered a series yet.
They have not ordered a series. They have not even ordered the pilot itself to be shot.
They haven't ordered the
pirate?
Or
pirate either.
There's
no pirate.
Until the pirate gets on board.
Yeah, famous little industry tip there. Pirates have to be involved in every pilot. So with just a script right now, it's a ways off, but it's still a big deal. It's definitely a big deal.
All right, let's take one more. I want one more question.
Okay, one more. Ooh, Christina agrees with you, Captain America. She thinks
Christina, you get me.
She thinks Cap's gonna go, man.
I'm telling you, it's Cap. It's an easy call. I don't think Thor.
All right.
I don't think Iron Man.
Oh, this was a good one. This is from Vin Diesel earlier today.
This is a question from Vin Diesel.
No. This is a question from Lucas Severson, whose name I got confused
there
with
he is.
another Lucas.
Lucas
and I'm
Ackerman.
also Luke. So there's Lucas. And anyway, Lucas Severson says, who do you think will win in the Groot and Hulk fight and how? So obviously Vin Diesel said today that Groot and Hulk are going to fight.
That's an easy.
They're gonna fight.
That's so easy.
Anymore.
Hulk, easy.
Hulk is strongest.
we already saw Groot die once. He died, and the Hulk has been shot with everything that Loki's army had.
And this is going to be post-Thor Ragnarok Hulk, when he's done literally nothing but fight for like a year.
But Groot is a pretty formidable, if anybody's going to have a chance against Hulk and of the heroes who have been introduced, but Thor knocked Hulk out in the Avengers.
It's true.
He knocked them out.
I think Groot is going to vex Hulk. I think he'll annoy the crap out of him.
But could you imagine a conversation between those two?
And I would be able to
lose my mind.
Fling him around once.
What do you think? It would be? I am Groot, and then
Hulk is strongest there is.
We are not. I can't.
Hulk smash.
Puny tree. All right, guys. Before we
Hulk
no,
smash
I'm done.
toothpick.
Lucas, I'm done. All right, guys, I see the comments. I can only imagine what you're saying now after this terrible
comment section.
That's all we have time for today, guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Coming up on Monday, we're launching another giveaway. This time, you know what we're doing? We're taking somebody on the Walking Dead cruise, the Walker Stalker cruise. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's going to be there. I'll be there.
Entering.
I don't know which one you'd rather see. You can't enter. You saw what happened to Chris Killian. But hit us up on Twitter, @Lucas Siegel, @Brandon Davis BD. We'll do this again Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. See you then for Comic Book Now.